Is Kent Hughes about to make a pragmatic mid-season trade that solves Montreal's immediate center depth crisis while potentially clearing the goaltending logjam that's been suffocating the organization? The NHL trade market is heating up faster than mulled wine at Christmas, and Kent Hughes appears to have found the ideal dance partner in California. On Monday, December 15th, 2025, reports from Jeremy Tingley, corroborated by insider Elliotte Friedman from Sportsnet, placed the Montreal Canadiens and Anaheim Ducks on a collision course for an imminent trade. The centerpiece? Veteran center Ryan Strome. While the Ducks attempt to clear roster space for their golden youth, the Habs continue their relentless search for stability down the middle of the ice. The business logic is crystal clear, but the details are fascinating and complicated. Strome, at 32 years old, has become expendable in Anaheim. With a $5 million salary and no trade protection, he's an asset the Ducks want to move. For Montreal, which has approximately $3.2 million in cap space and can move money to make deals work, Strome offers the experience necessary for a reliable middle six center. But the real bombshell is in the return. Anaheim might be interested in taking a flyer on Kirby Dach's recovery, or they could solve their own goaltending crisis by acquiring Jakob Dobes or Samuel Montembeault from Montreal. Let's start by understanding exactly who Ryan Strome is and why he's available. Strome represents a recovery bet for the Habs. He's had a rough go of it this season, struggling to return from injury. The numbers are cold and uninspiring. 1 goal and 4 assists for 5 points in 14 games. That's not just slow. That's alarming for a player earning $5 million. Elliotte Friedman's analysis is illuminating. The team heated up when he was still hurt, and everybody kind of lined up their spots. It was tougher for him to find his way back. Basically, the Ducks' young core, players like Carlson and McTavish, took over the show while Strome was recovering. By the time he was healthy, the train had already left the station, and he couldn't find his way back into the lineup's rhythm. But here's the counterargument that makes this interesting for Montreal. Despite his current struggles, Strome is a natural center who can organize play and contribute on the power play. If he recovers his form from previous seasons, when he was posting 40 to 50 points, he becomes a luxury band-aid for Montreal's center depth issues caused by injuries to Alex Newhook and others. He's not a long-term solution, but he could be exactly what the Habs need to stabilize a middle six while their injured players recover. The cost is where this trade gets really intriguing and potentially controversial. What exactly do the Ducks want in return? The reporting suggests that Dach could be someone Anaheim takes a flyer on. That's a fascinating possibility that raises immediate red flags. Trading Kirby Dach right now would be selling at a historic low. He's been battling chronic injuries. If the Habs give up on him for Ryan Strome, it's an admission that the Dach project has failed. That's a significant organizational statement. On the other hand, Anaheim has the patience to wait for Dach to recover. They're not competing for a cup this year. They can afford to take a chance on a talented young center who's been injured and see if a change of scenery helps. The goaltending scenario is equally intriguing. Anaheim will be on the market for a goaltender. That puts the spotlight directly on Montreal's goaltending tandem, Jakob Dobes and Samuel Montembeault, with Jacob Fowler demanding his opportunity in the NHL, and Montreal carrying an excess of goaltenders. Moving one makes logical sense. Montembeault, in particular, has a friendly contract and can be attractive to a team like Anaheim that needs to upgrade their crease. If Montreal can move Montembeault to Anaheim in exchange for help on the attack, it solves multiple problems for both organizations simultaneously. The financial mechanics are crucial and time-sensitive. The league implements a trade freeze during the Christmas holidays. If this deal is going to happen, it needs to happen this week. Strome carries a $5 million cap hit through the end of next season. Montreal has $3.2 million in cap space. To absorb Strome, the Habs need to send salary back. That could be Christian Dvorak, Joe Armia, or potentially Doc or Montreal themselves if they're part of the return package. The financial puzzle is solvable, but it requires careful maneuvering. This isn't the dream trade that would bring a Zegras or McTavish to Montreal. This is plumbing work. It's a practical, unglamorous trade that addresses immediate needs for both teams. Montreal desperately needs a veteran center to stabilize the middle six while injuries heal. Anaheim desperately needs to clear roster space and find a goaltender to address their own crisis. Ryan Strome isn't the future, but he could be the stabilizer of the present. The timing is perfect for both organizations. Montreal is in a playoff spot, but struggling with depth. They need immediate help. Anaheim is rebuilding and needs to create opportunities for their young players. They need to move veterans. The fit is there, even if it's not glamorous. Sometimes the best trades aren't the ones that make headlines. They're the ones that solve problems quietly and efficiently. If Kent Hughes can bring Strome to Montreal without sacrificing the future and potentially solve the goaltending logjam in the process, it's a tactical victory before Christmas. It's the kind of move that doesn't generate excitement, but generates results. It's the kind of move that championship teams make, addressing immediate needs without mortgaging long-term flexibility. The question now is whether both general managers can agree on exact pieces and make it happen before the holiday freeze kicks in. Should Montreal pull the trigger on Strome, even though he struggled this season? Or is the risk too high for a team trying to build toward contention? Would you be willing to move Montreal to clear the goaltending logjam, or should they hold firm and wait for Fowler? What about Doc? Is he worth trading away, or should Montreal be more patient with the recovery? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hit that like button if you think this is exactly the kind of practical, unglamorous trade that Montreal needs to make right now.